Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing a color corrector, an affordable color corrector, because we can never have too many options. We can never have too many solid options when it comes to the under eye area, or at least I can't. I'm talking about the Kokie Cosmetics Be Bright Illuminating Color Corrector. This retails for $8 and you can find it in 4 different color correcting shades. You have yellow, lavender, green, and peach, and of course, you guys know this is the peach. We are going to be testing it out underneath the eyes. Now I've already gone ahead and I've swatched it onto the back of my hand, and I've actually let it sit for like a good 5 minutes before I started filming. And this is what it does. It doesn't move. So this is what the shade looks like. And it doesn't budge at all. It is a buildable formula according to the description of it. It's nice to know that you can build this formula up if you need just a little bit more color correcting strength, color correcting power. I'm really curious as to what this is going to look like and wear like underneath the eyes, because it seems like once you place it and once it sets, it's good to go, which means that I cannot use a matte formula on top of this, or not that I can't, I don't want to. I don't want to give this the chance to look extremely dry, which I'm guessing it can based on how it's swatched. So I've already applied my moisturizer for the under eye area for the day, so my under eye is ready and hydrated and good to go for the corrector. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. It's a color corrector, so it doesn't have like a ton of details like most concealers do. So let's just go ahead and apply it and see what it looks like underneath the eyes. I'm only going to do 1 layer for now. You can build this up. According to the website, you can build this up. So if we need to, we can and we will. But let's see what 1 layer of this color corrector gets us. And I'm just blending this out with a blending brush. All right, so there is 1 layer of the corrector. I'm gonna try to build it up. I'm gonna try to build it up and see what that looks like. All right, so there's 1 side done. It's definitely neutralizing the under eye area, and it brought it up a lot. I mean, if you look at the before and after, it made the under eye area appear a lot brighter, and it is helping to conceal the darkness underneath my eyes really well. Now let's go ahead and color correct the left side. All right, so there it is. Very similar, like, you know, the 1 layer versus the 2 layers of the color corrector. I feel like I'm getting a very similar amount of color correcting underneath the eyes. So now I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna give this a good 5 minutes to completely set underneath the eyes for 2 reasons. I want to see what kind of like if any dryness occurs underneath the eyes before I apply a concealer. And for 2, I don't wanna apply a concealer on top of the corrector before it sets, and perhaps minimize the neutralization that's going on underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna wait 5 minutes and I'll be right back to conceal. All right, 5 minutes is up. Let me bring you guys closer. I really like the way that this is looking so far, but I want you guys to see up close what it looks like underneath the eyes after it's completely set, like the color corrector is set. All right, so here we are, color corrected. It doesn't look or feel heavy, at least not in my opinion. And it's doing a really good job of not only neutralizing the under eye darkness, but also brightening up the under eyes just a bit. Okay, so we're gonna get right into concealer because I am gonna be wearing a powder foundation. You guys already know powder foundation has been the name of the game for me lately. It's just been so hot still. Like, it's October and we're still really hot here in the South. I'm gonna be using my Tower 28 concealer for this particular review with this particular color corrector. I find this to be very, very lightweight, buildable, and it is also a bit more hydrating than my other 2 top 3 concealers. The Faux Filter concealer has a radiant matte finish, so it's very, and that's my number one concealer, honestly. If you'd missed that video, I'll post it right here because I talk about the 3 top concealers that I currently own and why I like each individual one so much. The Faux Filter concealer, radiant matte finish, so it moves with you, but it is matte. The House Labs concealer is also a little bit more on the dry side than the hydrating side, at least in my opinion, especially because I have to set it. This one, however, is very, very lightweight and it offers amazing coverage. I use the shade 8, so let's go in with this concealer and place it on top of this color corrector. And I'm just gonna do both under eye areas because it is a hydrating formula. I don't expect it to set on me or anything like that, so it'll be fine if I place it underneath both sides. And I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario concealer brush. This is his F5 brush. I love this thing. It's so nice and fluffy, but it's also like it sits at an angle. So you can get right in the entire under eye area without struggling to get the inner corner or anything. Anyway, let's go ahead and blend this guy out. You see what I mean? This serum concealer is so good. All right, so there's the right side. And now let's go over to the left. And look at that. Wow. Like, this concealer is a nice concealer and it has like really, really high coverage. I usually get pretty close to full coverage with a couple of layers of this concealer, but this is just one. Okay, it's just one layer. I did not add an additional layer underneath the eyes today. Like, holy cow. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna set it. Should I set it? You know what? I think I am gonna set it, but very, very, very lightly. All right, so I'm gonna set it super, super lightly with my Oma Beauty Trip and Smooth Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. And I'm just grabbing the tiniest bit, shaking it off with a brush. This one is my Soft Blend brush number 30 from Sigma Beauty. I like it because it's really nice, small, it's tapered so you can get right under the eye without disturbing anything. So just lightly setting both sides. All right, so now that I am done with the under eye area, let me zoom you guys in so that you can get an up close look. All right, so this is our starting point for the day. Pretty concealed. It doesn't feel heavy. I think it kind of looks maybe a little bit dry. Could be due to me setting it. My bad, but it's okay. It doesn't look excessively dry and it's concealing really well. So now that you've gotten a close-up look, let me jump off camera, take care of this situation, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Makeup is done and ready to go for the day. It is currently 9:33 in the morning. Look at that picture of Riddick. Did you see him? Look at that tongue. My gosh. I thought that picture was hilarious because it looked like he was hungover or something, like he had a rough night. So you guys know the drill. I'll be back halfway through the day to show you all some close-ups under natural lighting, see how this color corrector is wearing and how it's doing underneath the concealer and the powder, and yeah, see where we're at that point in time. So anyway, I'll see you back here in a few hours for a quick midday check-in. All right, I am back for a quick midday check-in. It is currently 2:53, so a little bit past the halfway point. This is what the under eye area currently looks like. She's looking a little parched. Okay, the under eye area needs a little bit of hydration, but surprisingly, nothing is breaking up, and I feel like the concealer's still staying in place. I also feel like it's still hiding the darkness underneath the eyes really, really nicely, the concealer and the corrector. The only gripe as of right now is just the dryness. Anyway, I'll see you back here in about 3 hours or so for my end of day check-in and my end of day thoughts on this corrector. All right, I am back for my final check-in. I'm a little earlier than what I was anticipating because I took a look at myself and I decided it's not gonna change. Like, it's not gonna change. The under eye area still looks the same as it did halfway through the day. So at least it hasn't gotten any worse. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. It is currently 4:21 in the afternoon, and I'm getting ready to go to the gym. So I've got to wash this off because there's nothing worse to me than having to work out with makeup. It's not great. It's not great at all. So anyway, let me zoom you guys in so that you can get an up close look at the under eye area after wearing this for the majority of the day. All right, so here we are, up close and personal. Left side and right side. All right, so now we can get into my overall opinion of this color corrector after wearing it for an entire day. You know, it's fine. Like, it's not horrible, but I also don't love it. Like, this isn't going to be replacing any of my current color correctors. The formula, although it does stay in place all day, also I think is what is contributing to the under eye area appearing excessively dry, in my opinion. Usually when I set this particular concealer with my Oma Beauty Trip and Smooth setting powder, it looks a lot smoother than what it does right now. And I can only attribute that to the color corrector. Just the formula, you guys saw, I swatched it on the back of my hand and I could not wipe it off. So it really does stick. It stays in place. It's matte. It's matte. That's not going anywhere. I think for maybe all over the face, this would be great. You know, especially if you have any kind of discoloration or like dark spots or red spots, you know, because they do have the different shades of the formula for different concerns. So maybe all over the face, other than the under eye area, it may actually look great because it would stay in place all day and it wouldn't budge, it wouldn't move around. But underneath the eyes, this formula just looks a little too dry for my liking. So although it's super affordable and I really wanted this to look great so that I did have an affordable option to recommend, it's just not it. You know, it wears a lot like the concealer that we tried from Kokie. So if you haven't seen that video, I will post it here. The formula is very much the same, where you're either going to absolutely love it because it stays in place all day and it doesn't budge, or you're going to absolutely hate it because it's going to look excessively dry and all of that great stuff. So, you know, for me, not for me, but I'm sure for other people, yes. And also they just have like the one color correcting shade for dark circles, which is peach. I really wish that they had other options, but you know, it didn't work out. So I guess I'm not too upset that they only have peach. Had it worked out, then I would have been a little bit more bummed out that they don't have additional shades for deeper complexions. But wearing it the way that I did today, and with, you know, my tried and true combination, it's a no. It's a no because it's too dry. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to like, comment, and share, as it goes a long way here on YouTube. And I appreciate you so much for doing that, as it helps to support the channel. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.